But ultimately, what I do see going away and changing is how we do things like triage. In a cell-based model, as you can imagine, as it currently stands, yeah, they still have to do triage on a lot of things. Now, if you have a good detection engineering team, hopefully that triage is a lot less work. But if you can get it to a point where you can train your AI models to be able to do the lion's share of that initial investigation, that triage of alerts, ruling out false positives, doing initial responses, things like that. If you can train those models to do that, it just makes it so that the work that that the detection and response teams are doing, your forensics teams, your threat hunt teams, the work they do starts becoming a lot less mundane and starts becoming more value add to what you can provide to it. You're providing more expertise regarding your environment and the things that you've learned in the intuitions that the human being has, and understanding how other human beings operate. You're going to be able to be much more effective with those tools, getting rid of those mundane tasks.
Okay, so that points then to one of the other challenges, the challenge that literally everybody has, because everybody agrees that automation is critically important in a security operations environment, right? We started with SIM, we moved to SOAR, right? Now we're looking at sort of agentic AI types of solutions that are going to get there from here. But the challenge is in finding the time while you're busy fire stamping to implement those automation solutions that are appropriate to this specific environment. Does the cell-based SOC help us with that?
Absolutely. So, I think one of the problems that we run into frequently is we oftentimes rely on our engineers to make the tools do what we need them to do. The problem is that a lot of most engineers are years from ever doing any kind of SOC work, like actually being an analyst, and in many cases have never done it. So they don't really truly fully understand what the SOC analysts need. And on top of that, SOC analysts have a tendency to not be able to give requirements very well. Every engineer in the planet's going to complain like, the SOC gave me bad requirements. Like, yeah, they probably did. I'll just say it. They probably did. So part of the problem becomes, for our customers especially, they bring in a lot of these new tools. They're not going to stand up a engineering team to do it. They're just going to take engineers that they have and say, here, go figure it out. And most of our engineers are smart enough to do that, but not necessarily in tune with what the SOC actually wants or needs. And that's oftentimes why you run into problems with, I hear this complaint a lot. Well, the SOC doesn't use all the capabilities. It's because they don't care about the capabilities you're talking about, is mostly the answer to that. SOC analysts are a funny thing. They will use anything that will get them the answers they need quickly and easily. If what you give them isn't going to give them either of those things, they're probably not going to use those capabilities. So if the SOC isn't using the tool the way you think they should, it's probably because it doesn't work well for them.